Hello YouTube, I'm back and I'm here with Posky.
Yeah.
So he's finally got his computer back and he's finally back in the US of A. And I'm gonna continue with the deck builds. I did a few during closed beta and to be honest it's not changed too much since then, so I'm just gonna carry on from where I left it pretty much. One thing to note while I'm building this deck at least is I'm not gonna add in any naval stuff because right now they've got the naval maps disabled. For some reason, don't really know why. And anyway, the navies haven't changed much except the prices have gone up ridiculously. And yeah, so let's go. So today we're going to be doing Eurocorps, correct, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, so the only disability, the only restriction we're going to put on is Eurocorps, which for those of you who don't know is the coalition of France and Germany. How weird is that? So, no type restriction or error restriction, and let's do this. Okay, so into logistics. Okay, so Poe, let's see what we got. For those of you who haven't seen yet, we now have HQ infantry, which can hide in buildings and keep themselves nice and safe. Only problem with them is they are vulnerable to napalm and cannot run away quickly. So, yeah. Be careful for those. Yeah, so the unit I like most that's coming to Red Dragon for the Germans is the Fufu CP. Have a look at that, Poe. 75 kilometers amphibious speed. That is quick. And you get to say Fufu, Fuchs Fufu, Fuchs Fufu. Yeah, so you get 4 of those, so that has to go in. And for the German efficiency, the German FOB has to be put in. I don't know why it's not showing up. Does it not show up anymore? Okay. And for logistic vehicle, as in supplies, you have to have the CH-53 cargo. Look at that. 3,700 liter capacity, dude. It's ridiculous. This size that.
It is a lot, but
Yeah. And it gets to maybe turn into a transformer. You never know. Might happen one day. You get like a Decepticon coming out and like chopping people up with rotor blades and stuff. So they're going in. What are you going for? I heard a butt. That doesn't mean goodness.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with trucks.
What, the man catty?
Well, I'm just gonna go with the VLRA Logistique.
But it's only got 800 capacity.
It's faster than the Mancati.
No, it's not.
Oui. By 10
Off-road,
kilometers
yeah.
an hour.
Off-road, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'd rather...
I don't usually put all of my stuff on roads.
Oh. Well, no. Anyway, okay. On to infantry. So, a few new units on here. Well, there is quite a few new units, but the biggest changes for now is the Commander Marine, which you get 15-man squads, which is pretty cool. And the Deckensgruppe, which I don't really know what they are, but they come with Uzis, and there's only 5 of them, 5-man squads, so it kind of sucks. You also get Fallschirmjäger, which is a 10-man squad, armed with Uzis, even though in the character they are holding what looks like a G3 variant. So yeah, don't know about those. Yeah, but anyway, I go to my usual build, which is always Jaegers because they're good all round, and I'm gonna have them in the TPZ Fuchs. What you putting them? What you having, Per, for your mainstay infantry unit?
The Jaegers.
Jaegers.
Yeah, and backed up by Legion. But
Backed up by Legion. Ah, okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna back mine up with some Chasseur 85s, which come with
Legion
FAMAS
90s, I should say.
Legion 90s. Oh, I'm gonna go for Chasseur 85s in the VABT 2013. 2 of those. Okay. So just a point of note before anyone mentions, I'm not putting ATGMs or AA into my infantry because France and Germany both have awesome ATGM platforms within the vehicle slot and awesome AA within the support slot. So, there we go. On to support. Now, it's got to be, for artillery, the Caesar. This is a new unit. Shoot and scoot, 100 kilometers off-road speed, which is amazing. What do you think about that, Poe? Big Caesar thing. It looks great, doesn't it?
It does look pretty awesome.
It looks pretty mean. For those of you who watched some of my gameplay videos from the closed beta, you would have seen me sinking ships with these things. It's pretty good if you want to snipe their resupply vessels. Yeah, so keep an eye out for those things. They're pretty dangerous. So for AA, I'm going to put in the AMX Roland 3. You get 4 of them, and they're pretty good all around. Point to note on these Crotiles, they fire on the move, or at least they used to since last time I used them. They've got 3,325 meter range against helicopters, so they're pretty good at sniping down them bad helicopter rushes. Yeah, they look pretty cool, don't they, Poe? Well, I wouldn't want to be underneath one of those gigantic missiles when it gets fired off. Yeah, so one of the things that they don't have an image for yet is this FRR Roland 2. It's pretty much a Roland missile platform on the back of a Mancati. It carries 10 radar missiles, so you can keep out there for a while, which is nice. And it's pretty quick, so I like to have that. So I'm putting 2 units of that in just because I likes it. And then I'm gonna put in some. What can I have as a third? What do you think, Poe? What about this Flak Panzer Gepard A2?
Yeah, I guess so. So which AA?
Well, I went for the FRR Roland 2 just because I like it. It's got decent range on it, and you get you get a fair few of them. You get 12, which is nice. I think I'm gonna put in the German Roland 3 just for the extra range. That'll be like my main barrier AA. So there you go. So there's my AA setup. 4 AA units and 1 artillery. What have you gone for, Per? Same, pretty much?
The same, pretty much, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so onto our tanks. So 2 main big tanks that they have added is the Leclerc for the French, which is disgusting looking. But I'm going to put it in just to battle test it. They're 170, so it's something you don't want to be losing at that cost, really. But so it's got 20 frontal armor, so I'll pin that. For people who don't know yet, the new feature of the armory or deck selection is pin this unit for comparison, which is nice, which then lets you match it against other vehicles. So you can see against the Leopard 2 here that it's not quite as armored, although as with most French tanks, they seem to go for the philosophy of accuracy and firepower over armor. So as you can see, the gun's more accurate. It's also got more armor penetration, not armor penetration, more stabilizer, etc. Slightly less armor penetration than the German gun, but slightly more accuracy. So, you know, it's a trade-off there. But I'm going to...
And the Leclerc gets a higher rate of fire.
Yeah, true, actually. Which is quite nice. But I'm going to put both of them in, just so I can battle test them against each other. That will be coming out in the next video, which I don't know when that will be. Soon as. Okay, and for my main line battle tanks, I'm going to have the AMX-30 Brennus in there, because you get 12 of them. They got nice range, nice accuracy. You know, and just having them sitting in a position, as you can see, it's got crappy stabilizer. But as you can see, it's going to be good for sitting somewhere and shooting. Yeah. What do you think about that selection, Poe? And then,
yeah, I mean... Oh, I'll have that and then some Leopard 105s too.
Yeah, I'm going to put 2 cards of Leopard 105s in just as more fighty tanks. Okay, so Recon. 2 nice things in Recon they got going here. One that cannot be missed is the VBL Mistral. It's a little land-based, wheel-based vehicle. 75 kilometers in the water, which is pretty ridiculous. It's nice and quick. So I'll add 4 of those. That's a nice little unit. It's got 2 Mistrals on the back of it, which is nice for early game because, as everyone knows, you want to use your points as effectively as you can. So if you can save 1 AA unit and build a Recon at the same time, why not? And then onto the PAH-2 Tiger. This thing's a monster. I love the look of this thing, Poe. I want one of these as like a remote control helicopter. So yeah, this thing has exceptional optics on it. Comes with Stinger missiles, comes with rockets, and it comes with ATGMs. The thing's great all-rounder, and it's relatively decent, well priced for what it gives you. Like you can have one of those on station, and it'll just be able to do so many jobs at once, especially early game. I feel like building one of those early game would be really useful. What you think, Popo?
Yeah, especially when it comes to just like having to deal with something, you know.
Yeah.
Like you could set it off in some corner and just
Yeah.
leave it alone, pretty much.
It'd be great for helicopter rushes, and I've used these before, and they've shot down jets that try to shoot you down. No one expects a anti-aircraft missile to come out of a helicopter like that. Anyway, so I've added that, which got exceptional optics, and then I'm going to add the VAB Racet, or however you say that. Some of my French subs can tell me how to say that properly. Got exceptional optics, and you get 4 of them, and they're pretty cheap. Another thing, which is decent now, if you hover over the area that tells you trained, hardened, veteran, rookie, or whatever, it tells you what benefit that gives you. So as you can see here, trained means 8% accuracy, 10% dispersion on artillery, 150% morale recovery rate, 5% more chance to see and identify enemy units, and minus 19% stun effect duration. So that's pretty decent. I don't know if you've noticed that before, Po.
No, I hadn't.
It's a nice little addition. They've made it much better, because previously it didn't really explain to you what benefit hardened or anything had. You just knew your troops fought harder or whatever. Okay, so onto vehicles. As I said earlier, no ATGMs in my infantry because the Germans has great ATGM. Okay, so Jaguar 2, best ATGM available in this set. Or the Weasel Toe, actually. Apologies. Yeah. Weasel Toe. Get 2 units of that and 2 units of the Jaguar, and that's me for vehicles. What are you putting in, Po?
I've got this the Weasel Toes and the Sargay.
Sargay!
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good. Mentioned before that because the maps are much bigger in Red Dragon, well, the maps released so far, it's nice to have things with really high road speeds, because you're able to move around a lot quicker, and you can do a lot of damage with these little vehicles. A lot of people don't expect them. You can sneak up, use the terrain to your advantage, and knock out the bigger tanks before they know what's hit them. So they're pretty decent. On to helicopters. So finally we get decent helicopter choice for these nations. Before it was pretty limited to like either Gazelle Toes or stuff. Yeah, BOs or Gazelle Toes or Celtics. But now they got some decent stuff. So I'm gonna go for the Tiger Had, because it's got the rockets, the snebs, and the Hot 2s. So I'm just gonna go for 1 unit of that. For 90, you can't really go wrong on that. Like, in comparison to the Apache. You know,
yeah, the Apache's expensive.
Yeah. Really expensive. And I seem to lose them all the time for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably something I'm doing wrong, to be fair, but, you know, whatever. I'm going to go for some Celtics too. Just because I like to have the AA capability for early game to counteract any helicopter rushes, which every packed player seems to enjoy doing for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with them. A million MI-24s or MI-8s. Okay, so what have you gone for helicopter-wise there, Po?
Just the Tiger and the Gazelle.
Okay.
Celtic.
Cool. Okay, so on to air. So, not much has changed here. Alpha Jet has napalm now, and the new jet for the French. Look at that beauty. Look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous, mate. The Raphael. The thing's beautiful. I don't know if you remember Frolic from AKA. He flies one of these now. Lucky bastard. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna put those in. They're 180, but they're a great little jet. I've used them a few times and they work pretty well. Yeah. The Germans now have a seed aircraft with 5,250 meter range, which is great. My previous favorite seed aircraft for the French, at least, used to be the Jaguar, but now with this Tornado ECR, it completely trumps it. So, gotta put that in. Look at how beautiful. Okay, and then for ground attack, I'm gonna go for the Mirage 5F, which has 8 400 kg bombs. So I'll put that on, and then the Mirage, like, I don't know what that is, IC, which has six 340 kg napalm bombs. The thing looks like it's going to be so much fun, and you get 3 of them. So that is my deck complete. As I stated earlier, I'm not going to put any Navy in, but I have to put something in or the deck will complain to me. Yeah, I'm not putting any Navy in for now, just due to the fact that the sea maps on actually in use right now. But so yeah, so that's the deck done for now. We'll have to update this at some point to put a navy in for you guys, but for now that'll do. Okay, so an overview of the deck there is 3 logistics, 5 infantry, 5 support, 5 tanks, 3 recon, 4 vehicles, 2 hero chwapters, and 4 jets. Navy will come soon. Okay, let's go give this a shot, Papa.